Okay, and then inside of our Twig file, we're going to have to figure out a way to loop through these items. Now, before we figure that out, one thing that has always been useful inside of Drupal templates is the ability to do a var dump on the defined variables, so we know what variables we have to work with in the template. Now, because we're using Twig now, we can't use PHP directly, but once we turn on that Twig debugging inside of our settings.php file, we can now use debugging inside of our template file to see what variables we have to work with, which is nice. And the way that we do that is by using our double mustaches and then dump. Now, if we just did this and we ran this in the browser, we might find that we run out of memory or that the browser lags or crashes because it's going to load in all this information about all the variables and nested variables that are available, and there's an awful lot. So it depends on what your PHP configuration is at this point. For me, this might crash my browser, but what we can do is run dump on a particular variable that we're passing. So the way we can do that is by doing dump parentheses and then passing in the variable. So in this case, it's going to be items. Now, right now, this isn't going to show anything because we haven't rebuilt our caches yet to allow for this extra variable to be passed in that we are registering now through hook theme. So let's rebuild our caches. I'm going to go to configuration and performance and clear all caches. And now when we go back to the site, we see a dump of our items here. This is the dump for this block, and we can scroll down and see a longer dump for the next block. Okay, so this means that our items are getting passed in.